Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Today should be the first drive of the Evo 10 project. We got the first start out of the way yesterday. Looking back, probably should have not rushed that first start. There was too many unfinished things on the car, but we still got the first start out of the way and everything seems fine there. So let's start buttoning up the build, starting with the core support, that front bumper beam, intercooler, all the intercooler piping, pretty much everything up front. And then we can get the car up in the air and do everything underneath. The subframe, the steering rack, the axles, the spindles, stuff like that. So this right here is how the engine bay is going to look. This is all finished up. There's only a few little tiny pieces left. We have that carbon garnish that goes up front. We need to get the bumper on for that. Over here is going to be the catch can and then a new billet power steering reservoir as well. Let's go ahead and move on to the underside of the car. Subframe, steering rack, control arms, coilovers, all that good stuff. Up first, we have these two pieces here. This is the subframe and that is the front cross member. I'm gonna go ahead and get these powder coated. I have my gun loaded up with my favorite color for these kind of parts. This is Blackjack from Prismatic Powders. While that subframe and cross member is in the oven, we need to get these parts cleaned up. Lower control arms, the sway bar, and the steering rack. These control arms are pretty disgusting. I am confident I can get these things cleaned up without recoating them, degreaser, and with aluminum brightener. Let's give it a shot. Just got both of the parts out of the oven. Man, oh man, these things turned out freaking phenomenal. Let's get on the control arms, the steering rack, the sway bar, that rear transmission mount, and we can get this guy back in the car. So the car is pretty much complete other than a few little things. Power steering, reservoir, catch can, spark plugs, coil packs, and coolant and gear oil. I bought this nice billet reservoir from MAP. Factory one is like this clear plastic that eventually turns yellow. It doesn't look all that nice. This guy here from MAP looks very, very nice. And then my favorite catch can so far to date has actually been the MAP can as well. I've ran this exact unit on a few different Evos. This thing acts as the coolant overflow and a catch can. Very, very nice unit. Little spendy, but worth it. We have a cooling system, we have power steering, topped off engine oil, gear oil, new plugs, coil packs are installed. Car is 99% complete, it's missing the bumper. This is the state we should have fired the car up in initially. Last video, the car should have never been started. So we're having a weird fuel pressure issue with the car. I thought maybe it was the regulator. So I put a new fuel lab regulator on it and that did not take care of the problem. I'll put the camera on that pressure gauge so you can see what I'm seeing. I think I might know what the problem is. You see how when it fires up, we have good fuel pressure and then it slowly drops out and kills the motor. Fuel pressure is dropping. I'm suspecting that the fuel filter, the inline filter that we run right here, I'm suspecting that's probably clogged up. This car sat with ethanol in it for a little bit too long. If that's clogged up, our surge tank is probably corroded with ethanol as well. So I'm gonna pop this guy off, pull it apart, see what's going on in there. If that's clean, I don't think there's anything weird going on inside the surge tank. So we'll have to look at other issues. So it is much better. What I did is I just pulled this filter out for testing and it's a whole lot better. It'll run for probably 10 times as long now, but it still eventually loses fuel pressure. So I'm gonna pull apart the surge tank and see what's going on inside of there. So this is what the inside of the surge tank looks like. This is easy to clean out. Now the problem that I'm seeing and I'm fearing is that the fuel tank itself on the car is gonna look like that as well. So I'm gonna put the camera down. I need to clean out this entire fuel system. Thankfully, I already had the injectors cleaned. They should still be good, even though we ran it for a little bit with gunk going through the system. I need to drain the tank, pull the factory hanger out, pull that setup apart, and just get everything cleaned out because this is a problem. Well guys, so much for the first drive today. It's got a brand new fuel system. Every single thing is brand new except for the two pumps that are inside the surge tank. I'm 100% confident it is those two pumps. The only other place I have two Walbro 450s is in this Evo 10, and I don't really think it's appropriate to go ahead and just pull the fuel system out of this car, put it in this car when we could just wait a day or two and then drive this thing. Man, we're so close, so freaking close. Lesson learned, do not let your car sit with E85 for more than a few months. This thing probably sat for what, like 2 years, 3 years with E85 in the system. And now we're having all the problems in the world. Well guys, here she is. This is a 100% completed front end with the engine bay. Got this piece on, that really cleaned everything up. Nothing else to add, nothing else to change. I must say, man, this is one of my better looking engine bays that I've done. It looks super, super nice. Very OEM plus, very, very clean. We do have some JDC titanium hardware coming in. As you guys saw, we ditched the purple theme, so we're putting all just nice bare titanium hardware on it. I guess there's one little piece that I did forget. This guy right here. Nice little spark plug cover. That will bolt on like that. What do you guys think? Not bad looking bay? I like it a lot.